Hello and welcome to the Everyman's Library collection. Here I have Percy Shelley's collected poems from the Everyman's Library Pocket Poems collection. And Percy Shelley was an English romantic poet, also the husband of Mary Shelley. But I'm gonna be quite quick with this video. I want to point out three things at least. I already have a video on my channel for the Pocket Poets edition of Lord Byron's poems, but I didn't really talk much about the size of the edition, but here you can see, compared to a regular Everyman's Library book, that there is definitely some size difference. And of course this is called a pocket poet, so you can pretty much have this with you wherever you go. And if you feel like reading some poetry on your commute to work, then I guess you can do that with this kind of edition. I don't know if your fellow passengers will appreciate hearing Percy Shelley poems, but who knows, maybe they will appreciate it. And the second thing I want to point out really quickly is that these books are not Smith sewn, they are glued. And if you want to complain to the, I guess, Random House, the publishers, about this, then feel free to do so. It's really a shame that they have decided to use a perfect binding instead of a Smith sewn one. And here we have a closer look at the perfect binding. And I will personally not continue with this series just because of the glued binding instead of the Smith sewn. But if you're okay with that, then go ahead. They are pretty fine editions otherwise, with acid-free paper and a good quality cloth, which I will show right now. This is in green. Looks pretty great. The cloth is quite coated, just like the regular Everyman's Library books. You get a nice embossing here with Shelley, and here is the spine. But all in all, a very nice little book, at least when it comes to its cloth binding. And here you have the dust jacket. Also quite nice. You can pause the video if you want to read this. You can see the price here, about £10. But yeah, I covered the binding, I covered the size, and I'm gonna cover the contents also, which I guess most people would like to know. But here is the title page, and here we have the content inside this book. We have some lyrical poems, quite a few of them, and then also political and philosophical poems, and dramatic and narrative poems also, and an index of first lines. And this is how the book looks like inside. Very simple, not much to talk about. The text size is medium and the paper is somewhat thick. But another thing I noticed with this paper is that it is not the same paper used for their standard Everyman's Library books. This is not as coated, not as cream colored. It's a bit more rough, a bit more lower in quality, I would say. And for the smell, it has not the same smell at all. I can barely get any scent of this paper, and the only thing I can notice is a very slight acidity. So this paper is not the best quality paper that Everyman's Library books can have, for sure. And since the book is glued, it's quite hard for it to stay open. And the book also comes with a green ribbon, which is still quite nice. And I hope you enjoyed this presentation. It felt much better recording today than it did with my last video, so I might not be restored fully, but I'm soon there. But yeah, Percy Shelley, not a poet I've read anything from, but I will probably read his work sometime in the future. And I am currently reading Lord Byron right now, and I have some mixed feelings about his poems. But if you have any questions about this book or any other book in my collection, then please leave a comment and I will answer it as quickly as I can. And if you want to support this channel, you can do so in two ways. You can either go to my Patreon page, which you will find up here, or down in my description. All donations help, big or small. It helps keeping this channel well and alive, and it will help improve this channel in the future as well. And you can also use my Tashan affiliate link if you want to buy some beautiful books from Taschen. And then I want to say thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.